Hello, my name is Abdushkur Koroboev. Today I'm going to analyze the poem named Power by Adrienne Rich. In the previous video, I have recited this poem, and today it's a turn to analyze it. So before starting our video, I'm going to give the some information about the main character. The main character is Marie Curie. She was a famous chemist and physics in the 20th century. She was a Nobel Prize winner. So Mercury is the main central focus of this poem. So let's get started. Living in the Earth's deposits of our history. In the first line, introducing the first line, the speaker is going to give us information or something introducing our history. The human history is really connected with the earth, and we who possess the human history. So today a back who divulged out of crumbling flank of earth. This is a kind of not literal divulging or falling apart the earth. This is a literal. This is not literal divulging the earth. This is a kind of metaphoric usage. This is a digging up the human history, someone's history. So there are so many points we have to consider about it, and one of them is for living on the earth in the winters of this climate. This is also metaphoric usage, for it's not literal the coldness of the climate. This is a metaphoric coldness. It's a metaphoric thing, and in the second stanza, the speaker is going to give us the real situation, what happened to Marie Curie. Today I was reading about Marie Curie. She must have known she suffered from radiation sickness. As I mentioned, Marie Curie was a chemist and physicist. She suffered from Earth's radiation, radiation sickness in the because of her chemistry works. She suffered, I think, some elements, radium or something like that. So and in the second line, her body bombarded for years by element, and it means that her body was decaying, her skin was decaying because of the element that radiated, and radiation and the light is it's not it's a sickness. There is no any cure against this kind of sickness, and she was suffering, and she was dying day by day, little by little. And there is one irony, since that speaker is used. She she had purified, and the miracle had purified, and it means I think that she wholly purified from the sickness, and from something that I couldn't totally understand this one. And next stanza, it seems she denied to the end, except her sickness, except her decaying, or except her body weakness, she denied to the end. She denied the dying. So the source of the cataract on her eyes, there is not only one, the radiation sickness. There was also cataracts on her eyes, and that occurred the vision problem, and the cracking and separating skin of her finger ends. Her finger ends, her skin was decaying, and she was getting weaker day by day, and she was dying, and she doesn't accept this kind of situation, and she denied this situation, and she didn't want to die early, and I think she fighted against this kind of illness. And the main thing is here, till she could no longer hold the test tube or a pencil, she even this kind of sickness, she had tried to work, I think, and she couldn't know, she wasn't able to hold even the test tube or a pencil. Because as we know, the chemists are always chemists do use the like test tube or pencil, or main tools are on their lab. They use so many tools on their lab, and they use mainly in the daily life. And she couldn't even hold the tube and even the pencil she wants to write or something like that. And except this kind of illness, this kind of radiation, or not only she suffered not only from radiation sickness, but also she suffered from people, I think. And at that time, being the famous woman at that time was really hard, and she fighted against the people perception, and also body weakness in one side, the people perception and people misconception about her or something like that. And second one is the body sickness, and being getting weaker day by day, and dying little by little. In the last stanza, she died a famous woman, denying her wounds came from the same source of her power. And the main power, the source of main power are the wounds, her wounds. Except her wounds, I think she tried to do something new. I think she could find the power on her inside, to do something, and she denied to die. And the speaker wants to give us something that the Marie Curie's power inside. How can I say? Interpower, I think, internal power, or that's a really how can I say, really loving to living, to staying on the earth, not to be in the people's mind only. And it means that not she didn't want to die on her life. She wants to remain and wanted to do something new as much as her can. So this is that's it, I think, and this is my short analysis about this poem. So if I made some mistakes, sorry for my some mistakes, and I'm not I can say I'm not a perfect analyst, and I tried as much as I can, and I tried my best to analyze it. And in the next videos, I will try to do the best one than this. So that's it, I think. See you next in next videos.